Welcome to a new series of bloodthirst, human suffering, and death. It's going to be a fun one, you bloodthirsty sweethearts. And the best way to kick off Freedom Month is a series of gruesome, family-oriented adventures, starting with the Battle of Yorktown and ending in Okinawa, in order of engorged and throbbing kill counts. Let's begin. So, it's 1781, and the Revolutionary War has already been in full swing for several years. To adequately explain why the battle has such a huge impact, you need to understand, as battles go, Yorktown was like the white guy in an interracial orgy. Not the biggest, but with an impressive credit score. Cornwallis had gotten his ass so thoroughly wrecked all over South Carolina, he basically ran like a full speed to the north, desperately hoping to find some sort of safety from the southern militias. Spoiler alert, they shot his ass up into Virginia, where he ran into a different problem, namely George Washington. Cornwallis could read, but they call him Cornwallis again? Cornwallis could read the situation clearly. His troops were in no condition to fight the veteran Continental regulars, which, for once in their miserable existence, had material and physical support from another European power. So, like a good tea-sipping, wig-wearing, red-coat-sporting, made flippity-flappity he buttoned up in Yorktown and hoped the British Navy would arrive in time to save his corny ass. What arrived instead was a French Navy by sea and the combined forces of the French and American armies and the Southern militia by land. So yeah, he was basically getting spit roasted by America and France at this point. Yorktown was heavily fortified, and the British weren't exactly in a bad position as defenses go. Still, Washington and the French were like sharks, smelling blood in the water. And since they had the advantage in artillery and numbers, they figured, screw it, let's do this the gentlemanly way. We'll bomb these bastards till they shit their pants. And then, when we get bored, we'll go and stabbity-stab their vital organs until they die. By October 9th, all guns were in place. Washington even fired the first cannon himself. That's a historical fact. And it is said that the shot smashed into a table where British officers were eating. The French Navy bombarded the crap out of any ship left supporting Cornwallis in the harbor. The British had to sink their own ships to prevent capture. The remainder of these ships knew the jig was up and waited for their turn to get the old John Paul Jones treatment. Meanwhile, on land, the Americans and the French decided it was time to tickle test the internal organs of British defenders with sharp metal objects. They attacked the redoubts in the dark of night, using nothing but the bayonet. Now, I know you fellas love a good old bayonet charge. Shit, so do I! But seriously, having a foot-long sharp metal spike shoved into your spleen is a seriously f***ing painful way to die. Finally, redoubts 9 and 10 were taken, which meant the Americans could put all their cannons within few distance of the British and bombarded them into itty-bitty meat particles. Cornwallis didn't want to die via cannonball in the scrotum and decided, well, it's white flag time. Then he gave a sword to his subordinate and went and cried in his room like a little bitch. Alright guys, the final kill count. We have 88 dead French and American troops. To the British, 309 dead. Killed. Exterminated. Doesn't sound like a lot. And relatively speaking, it really isn't. But the American victory also came with 7,600 prisoners and the first significant surrender of the war. The British Prime Minister, Lord North, reportedly said, "Oh God, it's all over." And essentially, it was. Lord North and his government resigned, and peace negotiations began, eventually ending in the Treaty of Paris, formally ending the war. And there you have it, folks. America began with stabbing, and it's been a long, strong tradition in our military history ever since, to whip out the stabby sticks when things get tricky. Join us next time when we discuss the Battle of Yorktown in our Kill Count series. See you next time. Oh God, it's all over.